Okay, guys, I'm gonna do as the Muslims do. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, meaning, may the peace of God be upon all of you. So, I'm here live just to clarify the misconception about the Quran talking about this sun setting in the murky water, okay? I've got this question a lot of times. Yeah, people use it as if it's a Trump argument. So I just thought that I should come live and try to clarify this misconception so that people may have the correct picture of Islam and may think in a different way, right? And I'm sorry, I'm not English by birth, and English is not my first language, so maybe I'll make mistakes about it, and please forgive me for that, right? So I'm gonna go directly to the verse and literally quote you to the verse and see what does it say. First, I'm gonna say it in Arabic, and then I'm gonna translate it for you, and then we'll go to the exegy of this verse and see what does they have to say about it, right? And that would be nice because they are the authority, right? All right, Brian, don't worry. I know you are very skeptical, yeah, and I have had talks with you, and it's been fantastic all the time, right? So yeah, after that, when I complete this talk, then I'll have some questions. Yeah, if you pose some questions to me, I'll try to answer them. And if any one of you would like to come live and have a bit of chat, okay, I would not mind that, right? So first, the verse says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم حتى إذا بلغ مغرب الشمس وجدها تغرب في عين حمئة وجدها عندها قوما قلنا يا ذا القرنين إما أن تعذب وإما أن تتخذ فيهم حسنا, right? So this is the translation. Until when he reached the setting of the sun, he found it set in a spring of murky water. So the first thing here is, Quran never said that sun is actually setting into the murky water, right? It says, it talks about the perception of that man, the perception who is watching the event, right? It says that as if, it says that near it he found a people. Well, we said, O Zulqarnain, thou hast authority either to punish them or to treat them with kindness. So the first thing which is worth noting here is that Quran never says the sun is actually setting in the murky water. It only says that the man he is, seeing as if sun is setting into the murky water, right? Now I'm gonna go into the exegesis of this verse and see what does the authority have to say about it, right? So okay, he found it setting in a muddy spring, means this is Sheikh Yusuf al-Qardawi, the commentary. The speaker is Sheikh Yusuf al-Qardawi, right? Means that he saw the sun as if it were setting in the ocean. This is something that everyone goes to coast or beach can see it. It looks as if the sun is setting into the sea, but in fact, it never leaves its path in which it is fixed. The muddy spring, or hamihais, derived from the word hama, which means mud. In his commentary on the story referred to the Quranic verse, the prominent Muslim scholar Sheikh Yusuf al-Qardawi states the following: indeed, the Quran is not a historical book where events are mentioned with their exact places and times. Rather, Allah mentions the stories in the Quran so as to derive lessons from the both in present and future, right? So the Quran never says that the sun is actually setting in the murky water. It talks about the perception of the man, and when he reaches there, it appears to him as if he is watching it setting into the murky water, right? So further, Allah mentioned the story of Zulkarnain in the Quran so as to derive lesson from it. The Quran itself did not mention, now this is worth noting, yeah? The Quran itself did not mention who Zulkarnain is. Also, there is no detailed explanation to his story. Where exactly did he go? To the east or the west? There is no any mention of the people he went to. Added to that, there is no mention of the name except for those of Zulkarnain and Gog and Magog. The wisdom behind that is known to Almighty Allah alone. But again, we are required to draw fruitful lessons from such stories, and we are not required to know every little detail about the minute incidents, right? So, it's clear here, right? The Quran never says the sun is setting into the murky water. It says that the man, when he reached to the place, it appeared to him as if it is setting into the murky water. Same like what the Bible says, you know, I don't know the specific verse, but I've read about it. I love to quote that as well. I think in Matthew's 12:41, I think that something like that, right? It says that a woman, a queen of Sheba, came to the Jesus from the end point of the earth, right? Now, what does it mean? Does it mean that the Yemen, from where the Queen of Sheba came, is the end of the earth? No, it is not. It is not, right? So the Quran here is saying it never makes this claim that the sun is actually setting in the murky water. It only says that it appeared to the Zulkarnain. It appeared. Thank you, Heather. Thank you so much. That's the reason I tagged you, because you told me to tag you, right? So, is this clear, right? And there are so many verses in the Quran which talks the opposite, right? Which talks completely the opposite, right? So it's just a metaphorical linguistics that's been used here, right? So it never says anything like that. So anyone have a question? Yeah, Brian, you can send request. I'll not mind that. I'll allow to have a bit of chat. If you wanna come live, we can have a bit of chat and talk about science as well, because I'm a student of philosophy of science and I love talking about it. Okay, let me just accept it. Right.